A little thin on the one there, but did get balls down. You got to consider. Look at that. What a shot there to start. Wow. Shot of the tournament play from the Republic of the Philippines, which is pretty darn impressive.
Well, that shot
to the green 6 if he's successful. Yeah, like this, looking for a little kiss.
Comfortable in his chair there.
Well, just looking at the shots that Carlos played in this opening rack.
Play your best, that's what you should be thinking. Well, he could help me a bit by maybe not playing his best early.
Unique with the cueing, kind of cues on the left side of the ball every shot. A little like Bustamante.
So 2 balls down off the break, 1-0 up here.
Yeah, and one of those special ones that once he can.
Just another winner to tell you about from the matches we've been keeping an eye on this morning.
Hit right English. And that could be from a man we talked about, Bustamante.
He reached that landmark last October.
That's right. And I was thinking about Bustamante. Bustamante now 60 years old, draw same pocket.
Contested between.
Yeah, Roland here as well, another player that does very well on the tighter pockets, and a player, if he gets comfortable matches, always bouncing into that top 100, getting into the World 9-Ball Championship.
2 or 3 players probably stretched slightly below 100th in those ranking positions. And he can't afford to let this one pass him by. And that's pretty good. This is just a little psychological test. Oh, but he did that very, very calmly. So, and Paul Corrigan has a 6-2 lead over Tolian Han of Singapore.
Wow, that's surprising, and not saying anything about Paul.
Back to this one.
Type player that really doesn't try to do match in, match out. And, you know, trying to. He understands. He's going to keep it simple, maybe trying to play for the. Just going to catch a piece of the 6, still kind of carrying the cue ball.
Yeah, seems he was. Now, where's it going to finish?
That's a big big favorite.
Well, when Stephen Capaldi was in his chair watching Carlo Biado dominate the early. Always the chance he can just disappear over the hill and effectively freeze. Ooh, but a long way out. And he's not had the luck here. And this is going to hand the initial. And so it's Carlo Biado who instead leads for the 2nd time in this match.
Life, I would guess. Oh, looky here. Pays to hit him. This is going to spin over on top of the 3, but he'll take it. Was not.
For average player like Capaldi, the tendency is there to dwell on it more and let it throw you off course.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just growing pains, of course, but it. You think you have a grasp on the mental side of the game, but it's really something that'll fool you time and time again. And all you can do. A few weeks ago, I said you just have to go to the tournament knowing you're going to have a few misses, but you got to feel like there's not going to be a miss when.
Yeah, we'll be seeing Skylar Woodward and.
Now for a 3-1 lead, a chip-in 9-ball.
Upset leads Tolian Han 7-4. You were talking earlier, JJ, about where Carlo Biado ranks among the great Philippines players. And Biado was very close to retaining it after that 2017 win. Beat Shane Van Boning in the semi-finals the following year. And was
All right, trying to draw back for the kiss shot or the bank. I kind of like the bank myself. If the 8 wasn't there, speed.
So start of the match with a break and run. Looked like he was going to have a...
Besides Vietnam last year, I believe it's the biggest group of Filipino players we've had at a World 9 Ball Tour event here this year at the UK.
Carlo Biado at the forefront of that and looking pretty sharp.
Because, you know, long ball, I think he would admit that he's not as good as some of the top guys, but then big draw stroke between the 8-9 off one cushion. This is going to fall pretty straight near the cushion, so this is going to be a little bit of a problem. Really showed us a lot here. It's kind of the difference in the upper echelon, really. The tight table, of course, will. When you can do it, that's half the battle.
He's looking pretty strong, isn't he? Very efficient so far in the match. It's another good rack for Carlo Biado. And it's another one that he's won.
Game, and I think he shows a lot of heart as well.
Yeah, Labutus has been in another ranking final in the US since Spanish Open last year, so we see a lot of players who come through and have one good tournament, and then the difficulty is building on it, but he's had a number of good tournaments now. Over
the here to get back for the purple, but I kind of felt like, of course, you can't take anything away from Dang and Bijsterbosch, and of course, I think it was Skylar Woodward in that other semifinal, but I really thought Hill there by Bijsterbosch in the semis.
Yeah, you think he only lost that by one rack to the guy who, although it might seem like a bit of a leap to say Labutus could win one of these events, I don't think it is. If he can find that form again, and as I say, there have been indications since then that it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, the Derby City Classic, you know, it has somewhat close to 500 players, which is pretty incredible, but for Billiard Expo.
Yeah, Jason Shaw is the winner there. And you talk about Derby City Classic, JJ, if you look down the roll of honour, the list of winners and runners-up, you don't see many small-time names there. It's all big names in the competitive against these top players. You've got to punish them for their misses, and Capaldi certainly didn't there. And Biado is straight back to the table.
Perfect on the pink to come across to get the natural angle from left of the purple 5. That way he can come up the clear side of the table for the 6.
As we said earlier, he has won the World Championship in the past. Now, in most sports where there is a World Championship, so in this, because a lot of people would maintain the US Open with its longer history and all its prestige is bigger, and he did that in 2021. So many close matches along the way to the final, where he then beat Aloysius Yap, making him only the 10th player to have won both the World Championship and the US Open. Been a couple more.
Should just edge it.
Like to give it the extra prestige.
That's right. Oh, swinging at them both. Why not? It was there. It's going to leave a difficult one anytime you're near the rail. You know, they'll play an occasional shot different, understanding percentages, but when it comes to really the down with the cue ball.
Matchroom events. Then he had at the Hanoi Open, got through, but then drew Francisco Sanchez Ruiz and was beaten by 16 and was level at 6-all with Federgorst. Gorst then pulled away to win 10-7, went on to reach the final.
Carlo, who knows how long he'll play, but stays very healthy and always one of those settings he likes, and could have had a couple
of the title and was one rack away from getting to the final.
A little English, maybe a little low right spin.
As I was saying, if it ran just a little further, it would have been a straightforward, yet another break and run.
Is this going to be his fourth or fifth, I think?
It's going to take me a moment to count them up.
Again, I mean, we've seen some crazy things. The craziest stat I've seen in a while, I think, was the Whirlpool Master Final. Almost half the racks needed, or over half the racks needed, rather, and still didn't get the W. But here, again, at the UK Open, if you run full, you're going to win 75–80% of your matches, at least.
Well, we don't see every match, far from it, but certainly don't think we've seen anyone play better than this over the first couple of days of this UK Open. Stakes, but overall, he did okay. Hasn't been given much of an opportunity. A very accomplished, and he is safely through the first hurdle. He defeats Stephen.